Welcome everybody to Big Ben and Ty Sports Cave. Ben had something else going on tonight, so it's just me and Wade tonight. But before we get going here, Wade, go ahead and give a shout out to Bayleaf Indian Restaurant and Bar in downtown Peoria.
Absolutely. Bayleaf Indian Restaurant and Bar, as Ty said, located in downtown Peoria, right next to the riverfront, a couple blocks away from Carver Arena. A great place to get some ethnic food, some Indian food, Euro Asian, if you will. Um, they got so many great items on the menu, and they cater to your taste. So if you don't like spicy food, they got you covered with basically everything they got on the menu. And so if you want to take your family and you got kids don't like spicy food, they got food for the kids too as well. Good drinks, fair prices, just a good overall experience there. Great atmosphere, great service. Get on down there, check them out. And if you go before a Rivermen game, which there may not be any left if all goes well in Evansville, but
Yep.
but if there is one more, you can park your car there for free and make your way up to the arena. So get on down there and tell them Wade and Big Ben and Ty Sports Cave sent you.
Yeah, so get on down there to Bayleaf Indian Restaurant and Bar. We'll kind of get right into it. Thursday night, Rivermen won 2-1 in overtime against the Evansville Thunderbolts. That was just one heck of a game. That game was just really kind of a defensive first game. I mean, it seemed like no one could get an inch in their offensive zone, and it just seemed like both defenses were on top of their game. And I was like, oh, please don't go into overtime. I mean, we all we had to do was hold them for, I believe, another 8 minutes, I think it was.
Yeah.
And they scored 8 minutes left in the third and took it into overtime. And we ended up winning in overtime, which, by the way, let's watch the moment where we won.
No more. Get around him, could not. Glove down at the line there by Tyler Ryder. Ryder in the high slot, holds, skates left, fires a shot, he scores!
So I'm not sure where Wade went. What'd you do? Disappear on me?
Yeah, all of a sudden it just went to a reload page, like, oh snap, we lost connection. It's like,
but that was the game-winning goal by Tyler Ryder there in overtime. So yeah, I'm glad they did it quick in overtime.
yeah.
I had to get to work that next morning and be at work at 5 a.m. So I was really happy that they ended up getting the win. Hey, Sean. So what can you kind of take away from Thursday night's game? And then we'll get into last night's game a little bit as well. So go ahead, Wade. And what else did you get from Thursday game?
I mean, it is kind of what I expected, a defensive battle by both teams. I said this going into this series, you got two of the best team defenses paired with two of the best goaltending matchups you can have in this league. So these were going to be low scoring, close, stressful affairs. And that's exactly what it was. Got to give credit to Rivermen. They came out with the purpose. That first period, Griffin Fox getting a goal in that first period. They really kind of put the I about called them Ice Bears, the Thunderbolts The Thunderbolts on their heels. I think they were really using speed to their advantage and outskating the Thunderbolts, which I think that is a good counter to the Thunderbolts' physical play, is use your speed to your advantage. And I thought the Rivermen were doing that very well. And our defense was suffocating to the Evansville Thunderbolts offense. I mean, they really put the clamp down, especially those first two periods. Let a little bit off the gas pedal in that third period. They did, and Evan Miller got a snipe shot. It was a beautiful shot that he put on Tino. Nothing really Tino could do about it. He had one tiny area in the net to put that puck, not to mention get it through all the traffic in front. And he executed it. So you just got to tip your cap to a great shot sometimes, which tied it up. And like what you said, less than 2 minutes into overtime, Tyler Ryder sends us home with a win. And, the rest is history there. But that was an exciting game, a great game to watch. But it was definitely stressful. Heart rate was tested.
Yeah, it was. It was. It was a relief that we went up 1-0 on the series, and then came Friday, which speaking of Friday, let's happy belated birthday to J.M. Piotrowski from Big Ben and Ty Sports Cape. So on Friday, which would have been last night, of course, the Rivermen won 5-1 against the Evansville Thunderbolts. And Wade, offense was just humming last night in a way. They were just getting pucks to the net, finding those shooting lanes, and they almost had Evansville almost on their heels for a good part of the game. And I was kind of worried, though, because we scored and then they scored and we were tied. And I'm like, oh, boy, here we go. We're going to have another Thursday night style of game where this is going to go into overtime. And the offense just started getting pucks to net and very good passing. And we started just scoring many goals. Two of those goals, of course, were empty netters. But, it was good to see McChesney get on the board.
Yes.
It's been a while since he was on the board. It's good to see Barker get on the board. All these, leaders getting on the board and taking helm and do what they got to do to make sure that the Rivermen win the game. Wade, you got any comments on that?
Yeah, I mean, it was a great offensive game, a great puck movement, really great puck movement too. I mean, even going back to the first game, Alec Bear skating to the net, so Griffin Fox can get that in there. Same with Garrett Devine, again, getting to the net off a rebound, getting that first goal 20 seconds into the game last night. Michael McChesney scoring that goal. He was set up beautifully by Connor Smool, who dangled around the guy and dished that pass off to McChesney. Or no, that was Barker. My bad. McChesney, though, what I meant to say with him was I didn't think of it as controversy, but I seen some of the Bolts fans and Bolt announcers saying there might have been goaltender interference on that second goal. And credit to Tommy, he did later say in his broadcast, he corrected himself and said that wasn't goaltender interference. And he was correct. That was not goaltender interference on Mike Gillette. He was bumped into Stead by an Evansville player. So that's why it takes that away. Not to mention Stead had time to reset and play his position before.
I mean, let's take a look at it.
behind looking to get it. Gilmore. Fox trying to get around him, could not. Glove down at the line.
Oh, no,
by
this is the
Tyler
first
Ryder.
one. I'm
Ryder in the
sorry,
high
guys.
slot. Hold, skate left, fires a shot. He scores!
Well, again, let's watch that one again. That one was good.
Yeah.
Let me get that the second one here.
Picked up there by Shmuel. Shmuel, left side, short angle shot. Turned aside by Stead. Rebound, another shot. Turned aside by the Evansville netminder. This one chipped up the near side glass off the mark.
Just
Here's
backhands it.
Backhand shot. He scores! Oh, no, he scores! It's in the net. Good goal for Mike.
Bumped into Stead, and you see
Yeah.
Stead had plenty of time to reset and play his position and square up to the shooter. So that's why there was no goalie interference called. And like I said, I credit Tommy for correcting himself, because initially he was saying the refs missed a call and that should have been a no goal on goalie interference. And I get it. Like I said, you want to react with emotion, in the initial part of it. But it's just, I'd never even seen it as like, I was curious. That's why I had to go back and look at it, because I was like, goalie interference. I'd never seen anything close to that. What are these guys talking about? Like,
Yeah.
And then when I seen what happened once he let out, I was like, oh no, that's not goalie interference. It's just not. And for the reasons I explained, and if an Evansville player bumps a Rivermen player into Stead, that pretty much cancels out the goal interference. Otherwise, you'd be seeing that all the time. They would just be pushing Rivermen players into Stead to get a goalie interference. Like,
Yeah.
That's not a thing. Like, so, like I said, that's why that wasn't called. Just a good goal.
Yeah, and Sean here, I thought we sat back after the 20 seconds in goal, 20 seconds in, but once they tied it, we found our gear again. Yeah, I think they found a new gear last night, to be honest. I mean, Rivermen just took off. After they tied it, they were playing very aggressive, and it was very good to see. Well, and like you said earlier, Bear, it's like the old Bear that we had back in, 2 years ago, or 3 years ago. It's always good to see that. It's always good to see the veterans step up. Like I said, Barker stepped up. And, honestly, I think the person that had pretty much the best game was Connor Shmuel. Even though he really didn't score, but, man, he set up a lot of scores. I mean, on the McChesney one, he's the one that got it to the net. He was just very smooth out there, and he knew where to be and very aggressive with the puck. And sometimes you just got to be like that, and Connor Shmuel did that. And then again, Latinovic, he was good last night. He was very good last night. There was a couple times where I had to hold my breath. Because, there was a couple times where, and it wouldn't have been his fault. The defense kind of had a lack, I should say, a lack of awareness. And there was a couple times where they let a Evansville player just wide open on the other side. And Tino got across there, or, they blocked the shots. That was one good thing we did last night, was block a lot of shots.
Yeah.
And Barker was the front runner for that. Austin Adams had our power play annoys me the most. We took more shots on goal during the play versus on the power play. Yeah. I mean, it's been like that all year.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, my biggest complaint is when we play patty cake at the blue line. Going back and forth. But it's just like, you're not going to do that. You're not really achieving much. You're not making the goalie work. You're not even doing nothing with the 4 penalty kills on the ice. That's nothing. So you got to get the puck in. You got to take those chances and find those shooting lanes, and you're not going to find the shooting lanes playing patty cake at the blue line.
Yeah, you're not. And I saw a question like Austin asked, and people were like, "Why are you complaining? We won 5-1." And rightfully so. I mean, yes, we won 5-1, but you got to remember 2 of those goals were empty netters. So you take away those 2, we won 3-1. You know, so yes, our power play is struggling to get shots on goal. But I will say one thing about it is our passes are a lot better than they have been on the power play. Because usually, you know, there for a while, we couldn't even get set up for a power play. We'd always pass it to the other team, or the other team was just so aggressive that they would actually steal the puck from us. But yeah, again, last night, like I said, the energy in the building as well. You know, I got to thinking today, you know, last night could have been our very final home game of the season. And it was nice to see a pretty good crowd. I wish there was a little bit more, but you know, there's other things going on too. So we Sean wants to know, what do you guys think game 3 will bring? More cheap shots from Evansville? You know, I will say this. Semino was the cheap shotter last night. And Vanderveen. But you know who kind of surprised me and didn't get involved in any of that? I mean, he had one where he boarded McChesney, was Hobbs.
Yeah.
Hobbs has been he's been quiet through this whole series, really. And which kind of shocks me. Does it shock you, Wade?
Yeah. I mean, look, Semino's a big physical guy. He is a decent player when he wants to be, but Semino and a player like Vanderveen, they're real easy to piss off and frustrate.
Yeah.
So
that's a good thing, though.
Yeah, that's a good thing, you know, because these guys are good players. Vanderveen is a good defenseman, and Semino has shown you this year he can put the puck in the net too. He is a good player, but when you get inside his head and start to frustrate him, he kind of steps out of pocket, if you will, just like what he did with Garrett Devine. Like, he wasn't going to get a penalty. He kind of shoved Devine up against the boards and was shoving him, and the ref was going to let it go, and then he just threw a punch at Devine.
Yeah.
I mean, that was completely unnecessary, undisciplined, and it cost this team, and it could have cost this team a goal. It's a selfish play. You got to, in a playoff series, you got to be in more control. This ain't just a season game. So that just goes to show you how easily you can get inside the head of a Semino and frustrate him and get him to take an undisciplined penalty.
Well, it's just like Vanderveen and Gillette. Sorry, when he took Gillette to the board and he did an extra shot and Vanderveen got called.
Yeah.
So I mean, if we can get in their heads like that, I mean, that could be good for us.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and that's why I said it's kind of – yeah. If we had a power play that would shoot the puck a little bit more, you know. But, you know, that could come down to that, though. Austin says, Peoria has done a phenomenal on stopping the shooting lanes on Evansville both of these last games. Maintaining that and being able to keep up pressure in the offensive zone is what we will get us a big win in Evansville. The series isn't over yet, but they have to keep pressing on Evansville like they have been. You're correct. If they play anything like they played the last 2 games, Wednesday should be very interesting. But we got to
put off the gas in the third period.
Yes. And Evansville is going to come out. I mean, they do not want to lose at home. You know, They are defending champions for a reason. They do not want Peoria to raise the cup on their ice.
Especially in a sweep.
Yes, especially in a sweep. They are not going to want that. Just want to say, with all the drama in the group recently, when I came to Peoria, I had an excellent experience. That's good to hear. It's good to hear, Matthew, that you came I'm guessing you're an Evansville fan, is what I'm guessing. And is he or
Wait, who was that again?
Matthew Haynes?
He's a Havoc fan.
Oh, a Havoc fan. Okay. Well, thanks for coming up to our barn. And I'm glad you had an excellent experience. I mean, I feel sorry for the visiting fans that I see in the SBHL fan group or any group, and says the Rivermen fans were garbage pretty much to them. And I I try to be as nice as I can to everybody. And I'm glad you had an excellent experience. Matthew Haynes also said, also crazy to think the new format, if it wasn't best of 5, Peoria would have been celebrating last night. True.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. And, in a way, I kind of wish it was the old format in a way, because we'd be celebrating on home ice. So, and like I said, a lot of people want them to win it on home ice. And like I said, I do too. But you know what? In a way, I'm just kind of like, I don't want to go to Game 5 with Evansville.
Let's get it done. Get it done
now. Let's just get it done, get it over with, and bring the cup home. And and I know there's going to be a lot of, Evansville fans not going to be happy about them getting swept. And I don't think the players are going to let that happen, to be honest. I mean, Evansville is very tough at home. Very tough at home. The people I sit next to, it's like, well, we'll see you, but hopefully we don't see you, next Saturday for Game 5. I mean, we do, but we don't, So I'm really hoping we don't go to Game 5 because, I mean, I think and this is just, I was talking to my wife last night about it. I said, what if we go down to Evansville and we lose Game 3? And I was going to bring this up because, Wade, you're kind of we're kind of with the goalies, Do you see maybe Guy starting Jack on Game 5 or Game 4?
You know what? Actually, it's funny you say that. I thought about it myself, and I was asked by somebody else, do you think there's any chance at all we'll see Boston? And I was like, well, there's always a chance. I mean, if we see Boston, I mean, that's probably not a good thing per se, because that probably means we lost or lost badly. Yeah. So it's just like, as long as Tino keeps winning, look, Tino's going to be playing. Yeah. But going up for Game 3, and I said this for the record before the series starts, I didn't care what happened in the first 2 games, rather it was split, rather we was down or up 2 games. The third game in Evansville was going to be one of the hardest games to win. That first game in Evansville, and it holds true now for all the reasons we've already said. They don't want swept on home ice and us raising the cup there, period. They're not going to lay down and die. They're going to fight and fight hard to prevent that. But like I said, to me, it all depends on the performance of Tino in that game. Now, if Tino goes out there, gives up 4 or 5 goals, could we see Boston in that Game 4? Yes, we can. If Tino goes out there and maybe gives up 2 goals and we lose 2-1, there's still a chance we see Tino in that for Game 4. I mean, so it's not a flat answer. It's how did Tino perform? How did those goals get by him? Was the team in front of him not playing well? Was Tino just off that night? There's a lot of factors that go into this. And so, like I said, as long as Tino keeps us in the game and keeps it competitive, I think even in a loss, most likely we'll still see Tino. But if we, say what happened to Boston and Knoxville, they come out there and get 4 goals on us before we score.
Yeah.
I believe there is a possibility you see Boston in that game.
Yeah. Austin says, I went out of my way to shake some Evansville people's hands and thank them for coming and wishing them a safe journey. 6-hour trek. Also bought 2 of the final pucks in case of if my friends that were coming didn't get one, and they did, and gave my extra to a small Evansville kid. I hope they had an awesome experience. See, and that's good. I like to hear fans do that, especially with kids, because kids is the future fans of hockey. So we got to keep them, interested. Tommy, they don't play tonight. They play Wednesday. They won last night and they won Thursday night. So they go to Evansville this coming up Wednesday for game 3. Austin says, personally, I don't think Bostet will play in Wednesday. On note of goaltenders, have you heard anything on Latinovich retiring after this season? I've heard 2 different things. I mean, I heard he is going to retire. I heard he isn't. We don't know. Tino's been saying he's going to retire for the last 3 years. So,
Yeah, I've heard it go both ways for both goalies. I've actually heard Boston might be done after the season, and I heard that he's also going to give it another year. Same with Tino. I heard Tino, but it was the same last year. Like Tino said, this was it. He wanted to end his career in Peoria before hanging it up. That's why he came back from Europe, and then we ended up getting Tino for a full season this year. So
yeah.
I mean, look, guys, hockey for any hockey player, any goalie, it's not easy to hang up the pads. It's not. That's the hardest thing they're ever going to have to do is walk away from the game. So, of course, we're going to flip flop back and forth. Nothing set in stone. We could see Tino back next year, and we could see Boston back next year, or they both could be gone for all we know. I hope not. I hope we don't lose Boston. I want him back another season, but it's not like these guys are rich or getting rich.
Yeah.
It's up in the air, guys. We just don't have those answers. All I can say is if that's it for Tino, thank you. I am grateful for all that you've done for us while playing Peoria and Boston. But if Boss comes back, I'm going to welcome him with open arms because I think we could have something special even if Tino walks away, because I have a feeling we're going to get Connor McAnama back too.
Well, and just like Austin says right here, the current rumor is that they kept McAnama on team suspension so they could have him next year.
Exactly. And I like I said, as soon as we put him on team suspension, I was like, look, I guarantee you they were impressed with Connor when he played with us. Again, you're only going to roster 2 goalies. You're not going to roster 3. But Tino, like I said, there is a good chance he hangs up the pads. And if he does, like I said, no need to fear. If we get Boston back and we get Connor McAnama back, we're still going to have probably one of the best tandems in the SPHL.
Yeah.
So,
and Lori says, do you think we'll get Frankie back?
I doubt it.
Yeah, I doubt it too. I think he's I don't know. I mean,
he played well with Huntsville.
Yeah.
Burns there.
Well, and also, we traded him last year, and then he comes back to us this year, and then we waive him this year. So, I mean, yes,
we traded him twice. We traded him to Macon, and we traded him to get Terry Ryder. So,
So, I mean, it's one of those deals where does he really want to come back to Peoria after being traded twice? So kind of leaves a bad taste in a player's mouth when he's been traded twice from the same team. So
who is a former Riverman, I hope comes back. I don't know if I should say his name, but
Was it somebody that was in the house Thursday night?
yeah. It's like, oh, are you trying to say you're open to coming back? Come back, please come back.
Yeah, and I think honestly, if they're going to try to make that happen the best that they can. I personally think that. Absolutely, he got called up to the ECHL temporarily in a short period. He played for us. I was impressed with his gameplay.
I'm thinking he's meaning McAnama.
Yeah, McAnama. Which, yeah, and I hope he does come back. Honestly, I hope Jack comes back and we have Connor and Jack. I mean, that's a hell of a goalie tandem right there. I mean, you know, so yeah, Anthony, you were right. Initial start with CH, cough, cough. Yes.
Yeah.
Lori says, since Tristan is on team suspension, do you think he'll come back? Honestly, Tristan, I think he is done. His career is over. I'm not going to get into it on why, but I think he has played his final games this year, which is sad. It is kind of sad to see, but honestly, I really do think he is done. His career is over. I think he's retiring and retiring for good. I think, and Lori, you said this up here. I heard he was, but look at what Tristan and Zach did. Well, Tristan came back, I think, because he was still young and he had an itch. Zach, I think the reason why he came back is he's local. So, I mean, we can always sign him for a weekend deal. And if we need somebody, I think that's might happen with Tino. He has a job in Peoria or around here, at least Tino does. So I really think he'll be around Peoria. So I think he might be like one of those emergency backups. If we need somebody for a weekend, I think Tino could step in. And you know what? And that's a hell of an emergency backup goalie to have.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Pensacola when they call Kyle Rank.
Yeah.
Because Kyle Rank was a very good goalie back in his heyday with the Rivermen. So, I mean, like I said, Anthony says he is in a better spot. Honestly, seen him the other night. Bro looks healthy and happy, and that's good. And I'm guessing he's talking about Tristan, and that's good. It's sad to see him not play anymore, but it just comes down to honestly what's more important in life. So,
and like I said, I will say about Wilkie. Will we see him in a Riverman uniform next year? Possibly. Will he give us a full or half season? Highly, highly doubtful on that. He's got a job. He helps coach. I believe he's married. He's kind of, moving on from hockey and away from his playing days. Now, if we call and say, hey, man, we got a few injuries, a few call-ups, we could use you for a weekend, I'm sure he'll be happy to lend his services if he's available.
Yeah, and he's busy coaching, Peoria youth hockey, and like I said, he's around the city, so it's not like he went very far. I believe he is married to a local girl anyway. She was from. They're not married yet. Oh, my wife said they're not married yet, so engaged to a local Peoria girl. So I don't think he's going anywhere. Austin, like Wade said, Peoria has a history of amazing goaltenders ranging from Levine, Muse, Tino, Basta, etc. And all of them have earned the titles and achievements they had. Now on to enforcers. Peoria has been heavily lacking on enforcers since Trudell's departure. Do you think that will be fixed next season?
That's a good question.
I hope so. But I mean, is it I guess the question is the SPHL turning more into, I should say, the AHL, NHL style, where really you don't really need enforcers anymore? is the role enforcers dying in the SPHL? And I guess that's the question. Do I see it? Yes, I kind of do see it. The SPHL has gotten more skilled players in it than it ever has. So, yes, you would love to see some enforcers. But like I said, I think the game has evolved into where you don't need that anymore, which is sad. I do miss the old school enforcer. Wade, do you have any comments on that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of right where you're at. I mean, you go back as little as, at the beginning of our championship run, like 4 years ago. I mean, you would have like 3, 4, maybe even like 5 enforcers on your team. But now you really just got you got that one guy. You got that one guy that's the fighter, 2 at most. The other people fight. Yeah, sure, other people fight. But you got only like that one guy that is that's your main job. Like that's what we see. You only get about 7, 8 minutes of ice time, and you're basically our police captain out there. You got maybe one guy now that does that. I think they're harder to find, and you got to pull them from the feds. So you got to find somebody in the feds who's that guy, and kind of bring them along to the team. But feds is more that old school where they got like 5 people that are enforcers, and there's like a fight 3 times a period.
Yeah. Anthony says, let's give Tony Twist a call. Brother looks good for his age, no lie. He did. He does look pretty good for what he's gone through in his career. Yeah.
Hands are a little.
Yeah, they're a little, but all you gotta do is just make this. That's all you'd have to make. So Joe has an answer. Any chance of Dadajonoff coming back in the SPHL next season? Maybe. That's all I'm gonna say. Maybe. I don't know. I know things, and I'm not gonna say it on air. But there was a reason why he did not make Bloomington's team this past year, because he would have been playing for Bloomington. He was already on their roster, and he already signed. And like I said, I'm not going to get into that. Like I said, I know the reason, and I'm not going to say it on air. Austin says we don't need as many, but having at least one to help with more dirty players. Some of the guys do try to help with, but none of them are really built for it. I kind of agree with you, Austin, but then in a way I kind of disagree with you. We have players on the team that are built for it. It's just that's not their game. I mean, because Barker could be that person, but you know what? Honestly, I think he's more concentrating on scoring and making our offense better. And look at Garrett Devine. He would have the structure to be one as well. So I mean, he's gotten kind of feisty the last couple series as well. I mean, look at him. He went after Muddinger. I mean, he was going after Semino last night. So I think we have the players that they could fill that spot on the roster now. But honestly, in the playoffs, you don't really want to get involved in that too much. So.
And my comment to that is I totally agree with Ty. I think we got guys that can do it, but they're more valuable elsewhere. We don't want them to get hurt, their hands injured, or have concussion issues or any of that thing of that nature. We don't want them in the box for 5 minutes. Like, you don't want to lose Garrett Devine for 5 minutes. like on the ice. You don't
Yeah.
want to be injured. You want them focusing like a player like Braden Barker. I know damn well he can fight if he
Yeah.
wanted to, but he is such a valued member on that ice. He is one of our most versatile player. He can literally play every position on that ice but goalie. And he is a very important person on that team. We don't need him fighting everybody, especially people like Semino and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Kyler Fenton can fight too, but he's one of our better defenders. We need him out there playing defense. So we have guys that can fight and that will stand up for each other and themselves, but at the same time, we don't want them focused on fighting, you know. So
Yeah.
it's one of those deals. Now, like I said, we could grab somebody from the feds, especially early in the year, and bring him up where he gets, like I said, 7 to 8 minutes of ice time max, and his job is to basically police the game. But that's again on Trudeau. Trudeau kind of purposely somewhat went away from that. He wanted to focus on our speed and on ice abilities more so than just the fighting aspect. But I do think it is important that we keep and maintain some type of physical game out there. I will say that.
Yeah. Yeah. And it is. It's true. It's good to have a player like that can be physical. But it's got to beat the right style. It's got to be take for example Matt Wiesner. When he wasn't with us, he was an antagonizer, 100%. Always trying to start stuff. But then he came to Peoria, and yes, he still likes to talk, and which is good. But I seen him kind of ring back, that style where it's like, oh, I don't need to be that way here in Peoria. We can just go out. I can go out there and play the game and not have to be that type of player.
Right.
And look what he's became. I mean, he's very valuable on the team. I mean, he is a very good face-off guy. He has speed. He's like, him and Connor Schmuel, both of them have speed. So, like I said, it's if we do end up getting somebody to be the so-called enforcer, it's got to be a guy that is there for the team and not for himself, and he's got to fit in. And also, I think Guy wants a guy that can also also play the game as well, and not just be a fighter. Like, well, I mean, look at Dadajanov. He could fight. We all know he could fight, but he was a pretty darn good defenseman.
Mm-hmm.
He was probably one of the top defensemen that year. So, I mean, Austin says, how much reconstructing do you think Peoria will have to go through in the coming seasons? Honestly, I think it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. I see. I mean, look at this year. I mean, there was a lot of roster moves this year, and of course, every year there is. But it just seemed like this year seemed to be just like every single week we were either gaining somebody or waiving somebody. And look what Guy's done. He's put a championship team together. So do I see rockier seasons coming ahead of us? I hate to say it, but I think we do. Because this year we had a core. We still had Alec Bear. We still had Barker. We had McChesney. We had our core. But, I mean, Wade, what do you say, after, let's say we win the cup this year? Do we see all of them come back next year?
I mean, I think that's an interesting point and question. I do think we'll lose players, obviously. Especially after winning the championship, it's a little bit easier to walk away on top like that.
Yeah.
I tell you what, though, when I really start to worry and fear hockey days is when we lose them. That's when I really kind of start to be like, okay, we're gonna have to go through it here maybe for a minute, before we re-find our identity and maybe get back on top. I mean, Trudeau's just been such a steady force for us, a steady hand. I mean, since he's been here, he's been with us from the beginning in the SPHL. And, we've had years where everyone, including Rivermen fans, been like, all right, this could be a down year right here. And we never finished third place. And we're always contenders for that cup. So, I mean, as long as we have Trudell behind the scenes, building the team and coaching the team, like I said, I sucks to see some of these guys go, but you never know what type of skill the new guy might bring that can make us maybe even better than
Yeah.
before. It's SPHLs typically the rebuild is the same as the Ohio, like AHL, like it's the same down there. So the coach, like I'm still confident that even if we lose some good players, put together a good team to perform out there. Rather we get off to a slow start, we will be where we need to be. But it is an interesting point. Something we face all the time.
Yeah. Austin says, I feel like we'll have to do that a lot of it soon. However, with the newer players coming in like Dayakawa that are skilled, I think Peoria will be fine after season or two of working together. Trudell didn't get most winning coach for a reason after all. And it's true. I think honestly though, and I don't want to think like that, but it's Trudell has less seasons ahead of him than he has behind him, I think. I mean, there's going to be a day where he's just like, you know what, it's time for me to move on. I hope it's nowhere anytime soon, I would think. But, it's one of those deals where maybe he's already kind of looking out there to see who possibly could take his place. I hate to say it, I don't think he's going to give it to Eric Levine. I don't. I mean, he already had his coach picked, and unfortunately, he had to move away. So it's one of those deals where it's like, and I'm with you, Wade. That kind of scares me to think about it. Not having the Rivermen with Guy. So I mean, it's scary thought.
Someday, maybe.
Maybe. That could be a possibility. I mean, there's all possibilities, So, but I agree with Wade. It's one of those deals where it's like, do we see Gee step away here soon? And maybe not coach, maybe just general manage, or does he just leave altogether? I mean, we don't know. I don't think the Peoria organization wants that to happen, and they will try everything to not let that happen. As far as that goes, so here's again the schedule. Like I said, we won game 1, we won game 2. Like I said, we are 2-0 lead in the series. Wednesday, May 6th at 7. So I think it's 6 our time.
No, I still think it's 7. I still think it's 7.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. So yeah. Wednesday, and then if necessary, they'll play Thursday. And then of course, again, if it's absolutely necessary, they'll be back at Carver Arena next Saturday at 7:15. Which, like I said, I really, really, really hope we don't go to Game 5. I'm kind of hoping they just get it done on game 3, and just bring home the cup. I don't want to see. I just don't want to see it. I don't want to see game 5. As much as I would love to be back in Carver Arena one more time and watch hockey one more time, I don't want to. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Austin says, just have to keep hope. The organization took time and knew who they wanted when they got into the SPHL. We just have to hope our office is the same faith/talent scouting when that day does come. Yeah, I mean, and honestly, I don't think Guy's going to leave until he knows. To be honest,
I don't think he'll leave us in a spot. I really don't.
No. I think he will make sure whoever takes over after him is as good or maybe even better than him. So I just don't see Guy leaving, like Wade said, leaving us in a bad spot. I just don't see it. All right, Wade, kind of do a little break here. Go ahead and give another shout out to I don't know what's going on here. There, Bayleaf. Go ahead and give them another shout out, and then we'll kind of start getting into our big 3 and kind of wrapping up here.
All right, sounds good to me. Bayleaf Indian Restaurant and Bar, located in downtown Peoria, just off the river, by the riverfront, I should say. Only a few blocks away from Carver Arena. These guys are a 5-star restaurant. You look them up, they've got nothing but great reviews, 4 and 5-star reviews of great service, great atmosphere, great food. I mean, it really is a great place to grab a bite to eat. You're treated right by the staff there. They make sure you're taken care of. The owner is a super nice guy. I mean, when I eat there, he always makes it a point to come out and say hello to me, which is really cool. So, I mean, you will get treated right down there. This is a great place to get some food, guys, and I'm telling you, it's delicious food at that. So get on down there, check them out. I promise you'll be satisfied with the service, food, and everything that comes with it. And like I said, it's kid friendly. Bring your family down there and just get something different. Some really good Indian food, guys. So tell them I sent you, and Big Ben and Ty Sports Cave sent you.
Yeah, so get on down there to Bayleaf Indian Restaurant and Bar and get some food. And like I said, the Chiefs are playing now, so maybe go down there and get some food before going to a Chiefs game. I think they're like 4 or 5 blocks away from Dozer Park.
Yeah.
So get on down there and get some food here, or food there, not here. Don't come here. So. All right. So let's go ahead and kind of get into our big 3 and then just kind of wrap up and recap what we go on here. So go ahead, Wade, and go ahead and give us your big 3 here.
All right. What we've been doing in the first 2 games, I really like. We've been using our speed to counter their power on the offensive side thing, and what goes along with that speed is good puck movement. So my first key is good puck movement, good puck management, and good puck movement. Getting the puck north and south instead of just east and west, and crisp, clean passes, and move that puck fast. Don't give these guys time to catch up or react or get set. Stay on the move, stay fast, and keep these guys on their heel. Key number 2 is obviously team defense. Again, you look at the first 2 games, our team defense has been suffocating their offense way more during the game than not. and we need to keep that pressure on them. We need to keep suffocating that Thunderbolts offense because they do have a few shooters like Curtin Gilmore. You seen Evan Miller's shot. They got some guys with a sniper shot, and we need to stay active, taking away those shooting lanes and blocking shots. Third and final key, again, especially in Evansville, because Evansville is a much better team at home. They're much better defensively, offensively, special teams, goaltending. They're better everywhere at home. So even more key now than ever is special teams play. Again, we've only allowed one goal this entire postseason on the penalty kill. That's outstanding, and we need to continue that because I'm sure we're going to be on the penalty kill a few times. So we need to keep doing what we're doing on that and kill those penalties off. In the power play, we went 0 for 4 in game 2, and I think 0 for 1 in game 1. So again, we're going to have to capitalize on the power play, especially in Evansville. We get opportunities in Evansville to get the power play goal. We got to take advantage of that against a good home team like the Thunderbolts. Stead is not an easy goalie to score on consistently. So when we're up a man, take advantage of it. Don't go 0 for 3 or 0 for 4. That power play goal might be the difference in the game winner. So take advantage of the special teams. Now, as far as players go, and my computer went off, so let me pull that right back up. Now, as far as the roster goes, again, a couple of guys I shouted out, like Barker and McChesney last week, that stuck up, and I like seeing that. So I'm going to again, and hopefully I'm right again. Griffin Fox has been playing great this postseason, and in the finals. He definitely deserves credit for that, and I want to see that continue in Evansville. We need you, Foxer. Keep doing what you're doing. Get to the dirty areas. Put those rebounds back. We really need you out there to keep doing your thing. So Fox is my first guy. My second guy, Jordan Ernst. But Jordan Ernst plays actually pretty good in Evansville. He's always kind of had a good reputation of playing good games in Evansville. And so no time better than now. He's a veteran. He's been there before. He knows how to win games. He's a 2-time champ. He's a scoring champion. We need Big Daddy Ernst to come through in Evansville for us and help get us that cup win. And then lastly, Connor. I hope I didn't steal that. Yeah. Connor Smool. I totally agree with Ty. You guys heard Ty talking up Connor and giving him praise, and it's well earned and well deserved. I'm really looking for him to capitalize on a goal. I think Connor's due for a goal. He's a hard worker, good skater, handles the puck well. I would really love to see Connor Smool get rewarded with the goal at some point in time in Evansville. So that's my big 3 for you, Ty.
All right. My big 3, I got to say it because, we're missing Ben here. Set the tone. We got to set the tone. And to that, we got to get the first goal. I mean, Evansville is very tough at home, so we got to score first and take the lead early, and then don't let off. Just keep going. My second is going to be play full 60 minutes. We might be up by 2, but guess what? They can come right back. They've done it before. They've done it against the Rail Yard Dogs. So, I mean, we got to continue going. We got to continue scoring. We got to continue doing the little things right as well and play a full 60 minutes. The third is going to be play smart. They're going to be desperate. They're going to try to get on the power play, I think, as much as possible. So we can't be playing their, game. You got to play smart. You got to stay out of the box is pretty much, what we got to do, I think, to keep Evansville power play off the ice, because they are a very good power play. They yes, we held them last night, but we have one of the top penalty kills. So right now we are winning in that battle, but it only takes one time, and then they can catch fire. So stay out of the box, play smart. My big three players. Honestly, I'm going to be watching J.M. Pietrowski. He has really impressed me these last couple, even the last couple series, I should say, Knoxville series and against Evansville. He seems like he's hungry. He wants the cup again, and I hope he continues to show up and do what he's been doing. The second one is going to be Matt Wiesner. He is like I said earlier, he's kind of like another Connor Schmuel. He's got the speed. He likes to antagonize a little bit, which he was last night, and maybe that was getting underneath, Semino's and Vanderveen's skin just a little bit as well, because he he is a talker, and he just likes to antagonize. My third and final is going to be the goaltender, Latinovic. He's been tracking the puck very well. He has been even tracking the puck through traffic. He has just been doing very well with that. So I think if the defense in front of him, gives him a good look as well, I think he is going to do well as he has been the last couple of games in Evansville. But like I said, I think Evansville is going to come out and just try to suffocate us as much as they can and be very aggressive, which sometimes that can bite an aggressive team's butt. Because, sometimes, you can be over aggressive, and then that could lead to 2-on-1, 2-on-0 rushes, to the other end. So that would be my big three. Wade, you got anything else you want to discuss?
Yeah, I'll kind of give my final thoughts here before we wrap up. Just like Ty and I have hammered in this podcast, the toughest win to get is that last win in the Cup Finals. Evansville is not going to roll over. They're going to come out. A desperate team is a dangerous team, and they're going to be desperate to get a win and prevent us from raising the cup. Anything short of our best is going to fail. So we got to play our best hockey and play our style of hockey and not get wrapped up into their style. Catch them being overly aggressive. Catch them being frustrated. Take advantage of those moments. And when you get the opportunities to do so, cash in on those opportunities. Kick them while they're down. They are down 0-2. Keep them down. Don't let them breathe. Don't let them get back off the mat. Finish it. Finish it in Evansville in Game 3. It's on the line. A chance to raise the cup and bring that back home to Peoria. The boys know what to do. The boys know exactly what to do and what they're capable of. Go out there and earn that shit and bring it back to Peoria. That's my final thoughts.
So again, that is what's that?
And I'll be there in Evansville.
Yeah. Our own reporter will be there in Evansville. Game 3, like I said, Game 3 is Wednesday at 7 p.m. at the Ford Center in Evansville. Game 4 is May 7th, Thursday, if necessary. And then again, the dreaded Game 5, if totally necessary, is at Cover Arena next Saturday. Really quick recap from the racing show. Opening night tonight at Fairbury. So you still have some time to get there if you're not too far away. But if not, it will be live on Flow tonight. It's $2,500 to win late models, $1,500 to win modifieds. And then also racing will be street stocks and pro mods. Also tonight, is the opening night for Spoon River Speedway. Walk through the pits and meet the drivers, 5:30 to 6:15. Gates open at 3. Grandstands open at 5. Pit draw ends at 5:30. Hot laps start at 6:30, and then racing to follow. 12 and under get a free flag tonight. And of course, the grandstands is 15. Fairbury is also 15. Kids 12 and under are free. So if you are wanting to go see some racing, go ahead and get on out to either Spoon River Speedway or Fairbury Speedway tonight for their both season opener. So yeah, kind of wrap up a recap here. I think if they play like they did Thursday and last night, I think Game 3 is going to be pretty interesting. As we always say too, Evansville is not going to want to lay down and get swept. So I really think it's going to be very interesting on Wednesday. So I will wrap it up here. On behalf of myself, Big Ben, and Wade, we appreciate this whole hockey season, liking, sharing the show. Hopefully we'll be talking again, and hopefully we'll be the champions. Wednesday show is kind of still up in the air right now since they are playing in Evansville Wednesday night, and I'm not sure about the time. So we may not have a show Wednesday. If we do not end up having a show Wednesday, I think we are thinking about going to do maybe if they win Wednesday, I have thought about maybe possibly doing a show Thursday, but I haven't totally made up my mind on that. I'm really hoping that they just get it done Wednesday and maybe we can do a show on Thursday. But if not, we'll be doing a show next Saturday. We might be doing 2 shows next Saturday. It kind of depends on Ben's schedule as well. So if we have to, we might do kind of what me and Wade are doing now. But it'll be a little bit earlier, of course, because the game will start at 7:15. So we'd be heading towards the Civic Center at this time next Saturday. So again, like I said, thank you for liking, sharing the page. Continue to look at our Facebook page for upcoming shows and upcoming events. And Wade, we always try to keep it what style on this podcast?
We always got to keep it Rivermen style.
All right, everybody. You guys have a great night, and we will see you next Saturday for sure. And just stay on our Facebook page for more updates. Good night.